Hello, my name is Eddie Tofpik. I'm Head of Technical Analysis and Senior Markets Analyst at ADM Investor Services International Limited. And here is your daily technical analysis of Brent crude oil and spot gold.
ICE Brent crude oil futures. A second bearish black crow on Friday. This time it was a bearish opening long black Mariposa that significantly punched down through supports and the dark blue middle time, currently at 67.78, of the showrunner for this market since last summer. The twice broken and twice repaired April to July 2024 bearish shift pitchfork. We also made a pretty impressive weekly key reversal down last week. The major supports, which are now overhead resistances, are at 70.13, 69.27, 68.33 to 68.69, 67.43, 65.66 and 64.58 levels. We ended Friday just under the December 2021 low at 65.66. Now, I had previously droned incessantly about the important bright red neckline currently at 75.29 of the big picture action since early September last year, the September to November 2024 head and shoulders continuation pattern. Now, this head and shoulders continuation pattern, along with the peak in January, altogether made a lopsided bearish cat's ears pattern. I previously listed this bearish cat's ears pattern giving a significant target X1 down in the 64 even zone. Now, personally, I had thought in the past it might be a bit of a stretch, but I kept faith with it, and on Friday the market reached a low of 64.03, thus fulfilling the criteria of it being in the 64 zone. I'd also floated the idea of the action from mid-February being an elongated but still viable bearish halfway hesitation. This also had been completed last Friday. So what's next? Well, I have drawn a bright green late February, early April bearish Andrews pitchfork pattern. This is a nascent pattern, but I'm hoping it might show the way lower. But I am quite prepared to retire it if the pressure lower continues to be so strong. The market is now close to the bright green lower time, currently at 61.87. However, overall the market still remains within the key April to July 2024 bearish shift pitchfork. Also close to the dark blue lower time, currently at 61.65, and above the purple neckline extension, currently at 62.16. And that's of the March to May 2020 reverse head and shoulder pattern. Now, so far today, a lower open, but prices moved down well below target X1 and the lesser Fibonacci line at 63.02, but pulling back up away from testing the combination of the purple neckline, the bright green lower time, and the dark blue lower time as well. Spot gold, a second bearish black crow and follow-on lower on Friday from the previous session's all-time high. There was also a counter to the counter bearish Harami and outside day. Prices dropped down through and closed below the dark blue middle time, currently at 31.07, the early January to late February bullish Andrews pitchfork, which has shown a bullish angle of attack of this market since late February, as well as the mid-March high at 30.57, but halted at the dark blue lower time, currently at 30.29, closing a little bit above it. As I've said throughout the last 4 weeks, when looking at the recent action, I saw a pattern here of an early January to date bullish halfway hesitation with potential up as far as target X in the 31.50 area. So, late last week prices pushed up through this target. I've also said many times that we had a smaller bullish halfway hesitation formed over March, which has an even higher target X1 up in the 32.31 area. However, this target is looking very remote these days, and I may retire it, and soon. Now, so far today, an initial follow-on lower down through the dark blue lower time, but holding off testing the next significant zone below. Well, and starting at 29.55, and that's such that we are back up around the breached dark blue lower time. We have a strong tail on today's market, and the possibility of today's action being an indecisive spinning top just now.
Thank you for listening. This short version broadcast gives the essential market patterns and consequences. Please be aware of the risk disclaimer posted both at the front and at the back of this broadcast. Copyright is Eddie Tofpik and ADM Investor Services International Limited. And here comes the final important bit.